gifting it a buff, attractive new body and a great inside with an all-new infotainment framework controlled by a touchpad. Its all piece of operation make Acura not boring again, a term we simply compensated for the brand's endeavor to make a more engaged lineup with sexier interest than in the current past. The NSX supercar was the primary case of turning another leaf. The RDX will be the main volume item to get the light. Turbo thrusty, oh so lusty. Since each new vehicle overhaul apparently should join a size increment, the RDX develops in respect to its forerunner. Acura hasn't discharged every one of the measurements for this model, not to mention the creation show, yet reveals to us the hybrid's wheelbase is 2.5 inches longer. That would put it on the vast side for the smaller extravagance class, and Acura guarantees that secondary lounge space and payload volume will be class driving. We jabbed and pushed and sat in the back seat of the model for ourselves, and albeit large, it doesn't appear to satisfy those cases. Last judgment should sit tight for Acura's arrival of the last item. More energizing than dimensional details is the way the new RDX looks. As the principal Acura vehicle planned from the start around the pristine pentagonal grille outline, the RDX wears it best. Other styling signals got from Acura's precision idea from 2016 additionally function admirably, including the striking bumper swells, spear-like hood wrinkles, and pointed headlights and taillights. Everything consolidates to frame a shape that is both lively and upscale. Acura has bundled likewise engaging equipment underneath this canvas. A turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-four motor mates to another 10-speed programmed transmission. The two things acquired from Honda is superb, generally, parts canister. Yield figures still are anticipated, however in the Accord, this motor makes 252 pull and 273 lb-ft of torque. Those numbers would put the RDX in the thick of its four-barrel rivals, for example, BMW's X3 xDrive 30i, Audi's Q5 2.0T, and Mercedes-Benz's GLC 300. While the active RDX's V6 created more power, 279 horses, it made less torque, 252 lb-ft, and had just 6 forward riggings to work with. We expect the new RDX will helpfully out-accelerate its forerunner, which rushed to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Acura could go zanier still and introduce the 306 HP variant of Honda's turbocharged 2.0-liter motor that powers the Civic Type R eventually. Super handling. Notwithstanding what number of stallions dash underneath the RDX's hood, they'll be corralled to the asphalt by means of the most recent emphasis of Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. Supplanting the present all-wheel drive setup that just rearranges control between the front and back axles, this framework can overdrive the outside back wheel in a swing to help muscle you through corners under power. Acura likewise ingrains the RDX's accessible electronically versatile dampers with more energy, binds them to a 4-mode selector like that in the NSX supercar. Though the past RDX additionally had comparable dampers, they were tuned for comfort. Here, they can expect comfort, sport, and Sport Plus settings. There likewise is a snow mode, which we accept gets control over the powertrain's forcefulness to keep up footing on elusive surfaces. Drivers pick those driving modes by means of a tremendous metal dial smack touch amidst the dashboard. This control could be a bit aggressive, particularly since many individuals may effortlessly confuse it for God's own volume knob or possibly an infotainment controller. But that there isn't an infotainment dial, rather, the RDX's new 10.2-inch dashboard show is controlled through a touchpad on the middle comfort. The huge contrast with Acura's framework is that the cushion controls the infotainment screen with a 1-1 relationship, which means finger taps in, for instance, the upper left corner of the cushion instantly controls in the upper left corner of the show. What's more, the screen isn't a touchscreen unit, so this is the best way to futz with it. It's actually pretty good, though. Not at all like Lexus remote touchpad controller, which rather works more like a workstation control cushion where clients flick a cursor-like symbol around a show. The Acura framework is, basically, a remote touch screen. Having attempted the framework for ourselves, we can state that it works much superior to Lexus' disappointing setup. Acura likewise has limited how much control function is dealt with on-screen, something Lexus doesn't, restricting how profound one must enter the show's menu structure to achieve basic infotainment assignments. The atmosphere controls, for instance, have their own land beneath the screen and gain substantial, simple to utilize physical catches and a devoted LCD readout for temperature and fan settings. Whatever is left of the dashboard is exquisite, and the inside comfort even buoys over a lower stockpiling plate between the front seats. Accessible gear incorporates Napa calfskin, wood trim, a head-up show, and a 16-channel, 710-watt ELS sound framework. Each 2019 RDX will have an all-encompassing sunroof as standard, alongside the Acura Watch cluster of driver help tech. On the Ebb and Flow RDX, this incorporates robotized crisis braking, versatile journey control, and path-keeping help. Purchasers additionally will be offered blind side checking, a 360-degree seat camera, a locally available Wi-Fi hotspot with a 4G LTE information association, and front and back stopping sensors. Acura even guarantees that a sporty or A-spec trim level will be in dealerships from the get-go. Acura's pride in this RDX being its most broad update in over 10 years says a ton in regards to the disquietude the brand is attempting to destroy from its lineup. Recall the 1990s, when Acura sold the Integra Conservative in the NSX alongside the smooth TL and the tasteful Legend. The brand talked a dialect both premium and energetic. These previous couple of years have needed comparative concentration, with misses like the full estimate RLX and reduced ILX vehicles joined by a disintegration of driving fulfillment from Acura's items. The precarious piece of turning things around, obviously, will do as such without shutting income pipelines, for example, the RDX. With 7 straight years of offers development from 2009 to 2016, the RDX has been as gainful as it was exhausting. The 2019 RDX model is significantly all the more fascinating, and furnished it isn't imperfect with a firm right and a peaky motor like the first RDX, it holds a ton of bid. For Acura's purpose, how about we trust the smooth model as characteristic not simply of its most recent conservative extravagance hybrid but rather its new heading.